Hello Disney heads, we hope you're well and having a magical day. Disneyland Paris can be a bit daunting for the first time visitors. It's huge, can be extremely busy, and has so much to do that you may not even know where to start. Well, after a few trips we managed to collect a few tips and tricks to our Disney knowledge banks that have felt life-saving while at the parks. And we thought we would share just a few of them with you. From where to eat for cheap to a completely separate park that no one seems to know about. Seriously, there actually is one. You're watching Magical Kingdom Tours, and this is our list for the top 10 Disneyland Paris tips you should know before visiting the parks. Number 1. Control your time. If you're a big thrill seeker, then you're most likely going to be itching to get on some of those roller coasters as soon as possible. Well, there's a lot of people that feel the same way, which can mean some pretty long wait times may be ahead. Well, if you don't feel like being one of the first in the parks to beat the queues, there's some other times that the parks tend to get a bit more quiet. If you don't mind missing the parade or risking your opportunity of getting a good spot at the nighttime spectacular, then you may be able to join a way shorter queue for your favourite ride. Alternatively, if you don't mind waiting until 6 PM, this seems to be the time that most park goers exit the park for dinner. Choosing a queue at these particular times may just cut your wait times in half. Number 2. Don't miss the Molly Brown. Okay, so if you've been to Frontierland, then I'm sure you have seen the signature steamboat that sails around Big Thunder Mountain. Well, if you didn't know this, it's called the Molly Brown, and it's actually an attraction that a lot of people seem to skip. However, we could not speak more highly about it. First of all, it's a good way to take a break while still enjoying an attraction. The sail usually takes around 15 to 20 minutes, and it will reveal some hidden secrets around the Thunder Mountain River a lot of people miss. As well as this, the Molly Brown is closed a lot due to weather and temperature. So if you see it open and you've got some time, you should definitely hop aboard, because you may not get the opportunity again on your trip. Number 3. Cheap eats. The food prices at Disneyland is definitely not for the faint-hearted. However, there are some cheap-ish places that you can get some lunch at the parks. This is our honest opinion, but the places that we would recommend is Bella Notte or Cafe Hyperion if you're in the Disneyland park, and the Studio Catering Van if you're at the Studios park. Bella Notte and Cafe Hyperion offers a very reasonable meal deal that comes with a drink, side and a main at a price of around 15 to 18 euros per person. And the Studio Catering Van that's located by the stage at the Studios park offers an extremely generous portion of french fries for only €2.80. But there's also a lot of hidden gems scattered around the park for cheap eats, so take a quick look at the menus as you pass them around the parks, because some of these places are way cheaper and quieter than the Disney Village McDonald's. Number 4. Trade maps for apps. So if you've been going to the park for a while now, you will without a doubt possess a paper map to navigate your way around the parks. Well, Disneyland have actually stopped handing out these maps, and they have no plan on bringing them back. But not to worry, because there's a way better alternative out there. The Disneyland Paris app not only has a constantly updated map that will give you all the information you need to know about your day at the park, but it will also give you tons of details about restaurant bookings, show times, and our personal favourite, attraction categorizing. This means that if a member of your family wants to see a princess or even has a disability, it has a feature named Activities by Theme, which allows you to select a category and in return will show you a list of things you can do that will cater to these needs. These could be vital to those who may need certain needs fulfilled, and is a very cool feature of the app. Number 5. The arcades. So this one is a tip that all Disney veterans surely know. We all know Main Street can get a little hectic at the best of times, especially at the end of the day and during the parade. Well, if you're looking to bypass Main Street entirely to reach any of the lands, consider taking either one of the arcades located on either side of the Disneyland capital. These arcades are usually much quieter and will allow you to move more swiftly to your next destination. This has been crucial for us while trying to get to a ride with a low wait time before it goes back up, and if you use them too, you'll get the same results. Number 6. The hotel restaurants. So here's a controversial tip that you may disagree with, and we wish we could disagree with too. The restaurant located in some of the hotels are definitely quite pricey, and in some cases can be a bit of a disappointment. Last time we were at the parks, we went to Hunter's Grill, a dining favourite of Magical Kingdom Tours. However, we ended up with cold buffet options and a €100 bill for 2 of us. The staff are great and the atmosphere is exceptional, but it was enough to make us not want to go back for a while. Now, we haven't been to the new Marvel restaurants yet, and I hear nothing but good feedback. But again, the prices are quite high. Fear not though, because if you're willing to take a little stroll out of your on-site hotel, there may be a better option for you. Disney Village holds loads of alternative dinner options for a much cheaper price. Places like the Rainforest Cafe and the Nets Diner offer excellent meals and service at around €25 a person, which is almost half of the price of some of the hotel options. Now you should definitely try out some of the hotel restaurants as their themes are incredible and the food is amazing. But for cheaper options, Disney Village is your friend. Number 7, a hidden Disney park. Yes, there really is another Disney park that you can visit, but it's probably not what you think. As much as we all love Disneyland and want to spend 365 days a year in the parks, it's definitely not to everyone's taste. So if a member of your family is getting a bit tired of the theme parks, maybe they'd like to go to Disney's golf course. Yes, Disney has its own golf course, simply named Disney Golf, right by Disneyland Paris. A quick Google search will show you the directions, but just to show you how close it really is, this is the map. Equipped with a restaurant and a full-size golf course, this will definitely keep any keen golfers happy for a few hours while the rest of the travel group explore the park. Number 8, the nighttime road trip. The Studio Tram Tours is an ex-attraction at the Studios Park that is sorely missed by Disneyland Paris fanatics, and we find that its Cars-themed replacement just doesn't hit the spot. The first time we rode the new Cars road trip attraction, it was a bit of a disappointment. Yes, it was nice to see Catastrophe Canyon again, but it just didn't feel right not to see the dragons in London right after. However, riding the tour at night really does make all the difference. Not only does the newly named Cars Catastrophe Canyon look incredible with the fire creating more of an effective glow, but Mater's Eiffel Tower looks 66 times better when it's darker. Get it? 66? Okay, we'll move on. If you didn't like the ride the first time round, it's definitely worth giving it another chance once the moons come out. Number 9, Avengers Campus shows. Avengers Campus is one of the most interactive areas of Disneyland Paris by far. After opening, it has very quickly become one of the most popular areas at the Studios Park. Even if you're not the biggest fan of Marvel, I think we can all appreciate the effort that has been put into the newest area of the parks. As you may know, you can not only meet the characters just walking around the campus, you can also see some of them in action, fighting against bad guys, driving through on the back of the campus car, or even doing a ceremonial dance. But you may be wondering when these events actually happen. Well, you'll be happy to know that every 30 minutes, something is bound to happen at the campus. Which not only means that you are more likely going to see something on every visit to the area, but you're not going to have to wait very long. Marvel Campus was done so well that we hope the Frozen Land can either be done to the same level or hopefully even better. Either way, we're excited to see an Arendelle in Paris, and we're sure you are too. Number 10, beware the walk. So here is the most important piece of information we always give people about going to Disneyland. You need to be prepared to walk all day. When we go, we always record our steps and we average around 25,000 steps a day. Granted, we usually stay in the off-site Adagio Apart hotel, you're still going to be walking a lot no matter where you're staying. So if you work an office job and you don't spend a lot of time on your feet, we always recommend doing a bit of training before you go. We usually have a walk around the countryside for a week or two before, and this allows us to be on our feet for most of the days with very little problems. For the first time I went to Disneyland, I didn't take into account the distances we'd be walking, and I did no training at all. I ended up with 5 blisters on the second day, which really did ruin the rest of the trip. So this is always the most important thing you should take into account while planning what you'll be doing on your trip. And that's our list for the top 10 tips you should know before visiting Disneyland Paris. We hope this video helps you in some way while visiting the park, and if you did find this video useful or interesting, please consider giving it a like, it would mean the world to us. Next week we'll be doing a video all about bringing spending money, and we'll be telling you our top tips for making the most out of your euros. So if you don't want to miss that video from us, why not subscribe with post notifications on? We promise you won't regret it. I've been Alistair, and that's all from me. Have a magical day, and I'll see you next time right here on Magical Kingdom Tours.